Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm going to try and slightly caress my voice a little bit today. Hopefully, it won't get as bad as it did the other night during the Wisconsin game, where I got a little agitated at the end of the day. I want to start out by saying that I got the time wrong on the stream today. Good job, Shane. I'm batting 0 for 2 so far. It's a little difficult to kind of get up for this game against the smaller school Merrimack because when you go through and you go about the way things worked out the other day, it was not it was less than ideal situation or circumstance for this team. This team came out and played a phenomenal first half of basketball. Couldn't have played an more excellent first half of basketball. Then we got into the second half, and they started out playing kind of even keel on par with the same output. Drove that lead up to 22 points, and then the wheels completely fell off the last 14 or 15 minutes of the game, and we ended up losing this game by 5. Where now I'm not going to say Wisconsin's world beaters, but you go into the Kohl Center and take that kind of lead into halftime and have that much cushion going into the second half on a team that does not score very well as far as, putting up a lot of numbers, you have a really good opportunity to win. And I went back and watched it again, not really sure how that all played out and why it happened, but it just seemed like everything that could go wrong in the second half did. We got flat. We didn't shoot the ball well. We didn't make good offensive or defensive plays. And at the end of the day, we come out of there with a 5-point loss. Now, saying today's game doesn't have the luster, it really, to me, it doesn't. However, we have still got to see a team that comes together to put together a 40-minute game. What's up, Geezer? Trying to get a little venting off my chest before we get started in today's game, brother. But we didn't play 40 minutes of basketball. We barely played 23 in the game the other night. Really, really disappointing to see that we couldn't put up. We couldn't get a stop when we needed it. We couldn't score. Everything. We just couldn't do much right. No, sir. Right now, I don't. There's a lot of things that have to be corrected for this team to make a good run in March. As it stands right now, we're going to be right at we look like a bubble team. We look like one of those teams that may or may not make it to the tournament. And that's pretty much the situation. Hey, I got you. Hey, today at 4:25, Geezer, we're going to be doing San Francisco Giants and Cincinnati Bengals. You want to talk about a game I can get behind? I know, and then Alex will be in here tonight doing Sunday night football, so we're going to have a pretty full day. Still fighting, getting over this, whatever I had. I'm guessing that it must be like a bronchitis because my doctor's appointment's not till Friday, but I had the test done just to be sure it wasn't COVID because I didn't want to be a germ magnet if it was something that was contagious. Yes, sir, we're going to do that at 4:25 today. That ought to be a really good game. 2 really evenly matched. Yes, sir. Well, we'll have some fun then if you want to hang out this afternoon a little bit. Back to today's matchup, which looks like should be getting ready to come on here. I was waiting for it to change over. Oh, there's not a lot of luster in this game, but there's a lot of things that we have to prove in this game. First thing that we got to prove is that we can play 40 minutes of basketball. Big Ten has an unrelenting schedule that is going to be, really difficult all the way through to if you show a little bit of weakness in the Big Ten, these teams will pounce on it. This conference is strong. I appreciate that, Geezer. Stalking the red zone and chilling with you guys. Hey, man, you know what? I like fans of all teams. You know what? Being a fan of something means that you have a passion or a love for it. And I want to see not only love for the teams that I like or that I'm going to call for, but you know what? Teams for the opposing teams, because that's just as much fun to have those people in your stream as well. I share my passion, you can share yours. So it's a really good way to be. I don't get mad over fandom at all. I'm not one of those guys. Hey, you know what? Let's just really fast, since this game's getting ready to go, and it's not. Tennessee's going to get Derrick Henry back early, so you know what? That's a good thing for Tennessee right now. But if you're going to root for the Bengals in the AFC, right on. You're a Packers and a Niners guy as well. Those are all teams that most people can get behind. I can't get behind Aaron Rodgers. I think he lacks true moral character, and I just don't like the guy. I don't know what that is. I don't know why that is. It's been that way for a hot minute. So the rest of that team, I think, is phenomenal, though. There is a lot of solid talent on that. No changes to the starting lineup for IU today. They're going with the same five. Then anybody that may pop in for Merrimack, I cannot say, but I am not going to know any of these guys. I don't know anything really about their team. I've been going over the Indiana loss more than I have the upcoming game today. But they're getting ready to tip it here just shortly. Also, I would like to say that we'll be in here for next week's games. I can't remember which day the next game is on against Notre Dame, but I will be here for that. Notre Dame knocked off Kentucky yesterday. It looks like the fans are pouring into Assembly Hall, not all quite full yet. And there's the tip. Xavier Johnson controls the tip, comes across the timeline to Parker Stewart on the right wing, back to Xavier at the top of the key. Kopp's on the left wing, Trace is in the middle. They're playing a little bit of a zone. Miller Kopp drives in and shoots a 12-footer and makes it. No defense. Now, no worries, Geezer. It's okay. It's sports. 2-0. Here comes Merrimack down on the right wing with the ball. IU is in man-to-man. Ball's at the top of the key. Switches over to the right wing. Passes it back out towards the top of the key. They're very intense on defense right now. There's a pick. Pass over to the left wing. Long three. Hard off the back iron. Controlled by Parker Stewart. He's going to bring it up to give it to Xavier Johnson. He comes across the timeline. Left wing. Trace has got the ball on the block. In the middle. Gets it knocked out of his hands. Passes over to Parker in the corner for three. Off the rim, hard. Merrimack controls the rebound and is going to bring the ball up. 19:01 to go, 2-0 Indiana. Pass from the right wing to the left. Ball is over there, gets it over to the top of the key, back to the right wing. Round for a pick at the top of the key. Looks to shoot, can't get it off. Xavier Johnson recovers on defense. There's a switch. Kopp picks up the point guard. Switches back over. Now we're on the left wing. Guy looks inside. Look, it's a long three-pointer from top of the key. It's money. Good ball movement for Merrimack, and they find the open guy at the top of the key. Here comes Xavier across the timeline. They're still playing. It looks like some kind of a matchup zone. It's a 2-3, but it's kind of weird how they're set it up, how they got it set up. They get the ball to the middle to Race Thompson, who drives down to the block. Nothing doing. Passes it back out to Kopp on the left wing. Over to Trace in the middle. Trace goes up, gets fouled. Ball bounces off their iron. He's going to get 2 shots. Merrimack controlling the scoring right now with a 3-2. Nice assist from the point guard there that drove inside the lane and fed out to the top of the key for Reed, who hit the three-pointer, it looks like. 18:06 to go. Trace is on the free throw line. One of those important things for us, money. First one goes down. We didn't hit a free throw in the second half of that game the other day as well, and that was pretty disheartening. Trace's second free throw is up, and it is also good. 4-3 IU as Merrimack takes the ball out. Buckeye for life. Ooh, fighting words. Merrimack brings the ball up across the timeline and get it up to the top of the key. They're running a little bit of a weave. Drives on Trace Jackson on a wide open right side. Nothing doing. Point guard drives down, passes over. They rotate the ball around the top of the key to the right wing for 3. And there's another 3 for Merrimack. 6-4. 17:42 go in the first half. Xavier brings it across the timeline. Merrimack is staying in this zone. Miller Kopp on the left wing with the ball, rotates the ball back to the top, down into the middle to Trace. Trace is going to drive in and hit the layup, 6-6. Oh, I don't even see my little scoreboard updating today, so I have to work on that here in a second. I'll get that in a second on the timeout. Merrimack gets the ball in or across the timeline. They're at the top of the key. They're working the ball to the left wing, looking for their outside shot. They are looking for the three. They get the ball over to the top of the key, drives down to the free throw line, passes in, drives inside, nothing doing. Ball gets tipped out of bounds. 4 seconds on the shot clock. It'll still be Merrimack's ball. And there we go. Okay. Oh, I didn't see what happened. Another three from Merrimack. Something we was really good at doing early in the season. We have not been so good at here recently. And they get the ball to Race Thompson at the free throw line. He looks to drive to the right, comes back left, nothing doing, throws up a little hook, and he makes it. 9-8, Merrimack lead. Merrimack is hitting their three-pointers. We are not getting out and defending the shot. That's a little too much switching in the offense, in my opinion, or in the defense there. So it looks like they're going to tighten up the man. They've got the court spread pretty well. Ball goes to the left wing, over to the top of the key. They try to get a little switcheroo, nothing doing. Over to the right wing behind a pick for three. Ugly shot off the iron. And there's the other thing. I don't think they can maintain this percentage. Right left wing, Xavier's got the ball over to Miller Kopp, who's at the top of the key. Looks back to Xavier. Xavier gets it to Race down on the block. They fan out. No double team comes. Race goes up. He draws a foul on number 22. Good little spin move there. Race used the one-on-one to get a shot up. We're at 15:51 in the first half, and it is 9-8. Merrimack has the lead at the first timeout. Looks like Anthony Leal was in the game there. They must be loading up on shooters. I don't know. I prefer playing the inside-out game, which it seems like they're going to try to do today, getting the ball down on the block and working their bigs. But Merrimack, in response, has been able to hit their three-point shots. Got 7 in the house early today. That's pretty good. Last 12 o'clock game, it just didn't seem like anybody was here or about. So I appreciate everybody that stopped by today. If we can build the house up a little bit today, or if anybody that's in here is not subscribed, we're probably going to do a gift card giveaway at the end of the stream today, as long as Indiana pulls out a nice win. But to require to do that, you will have to chat in the live chat here every once in a while, or at least once, so that I can get that. I need to get that brought up anyway, so that just in case we go on to it. But I will hand out a gift card at the end of the day today. They're randomized. They're anywhere from $5 to $20. I'm going to get that brought up really fast, and I want to do it over. No. Yeah, let's see if I can do it here. Get this thing brought up, guys, so I have it in case. All right. We've got 6 in here that have commented, so that is pretty close to accurate so far. The goal is that I'm trying to anybody that stops by for a few minutes today, I would love for them to acknowledge that they've watched the content and hit that subscribe button so that they get the notifications, because Alex and I do plenty of lives. We also talk football in deep conversation, because we're both pretty good at football knowledge. She's not quite picked up the college athletics as much as I have. Just to get a couple little things in the future. San Francisco Bengals game this afternoon, 4:25. We'll be running that one as long as my voice doesn't go completely out. And then also she will be doing the primetime games this week. And just for the local area, I'm going to do the UC Alabama football game, since that's a local school for us. I feel it necessary to promote our local sports and try to build an audience from the local sports media, as I have with the IU clan here. Race Thompson has been solid all season this year. He is He's averaging 10.2 points and 8.9 rebounds, so he's almost averaging a double-double, which is absolutely awesome. He's a big-bodied 6'8" power forward, and he's at the free throw line now. First shot is up, and it is hard off the back iron. It looks like our free throw woes may continue a little bit. Second free throw, lines up, takes a deep breath, lets it go, and it was cash money. So Indiana ties the game up 9-9 with 15:51 left to go in the first half. And Indiana now implements a press. So now they're trying to put pressure on the ball, see if they can coerce them into making some mistakes. Merrimack this year so far this season is 4-7. They've played some pretty stiff competition, haven't done very well. They drive the right lane, looking to get on the block against Trace, puts up a jump shot. Trace blocks it, but Parker Stewart commits the reach-in foul as he comes over to help. And there was the problem right there. Trace was in good defense, and there was no need to help there because Trace was going to block the shot anyway. And Parker Stewart comes over and picks up the cheap foul and lets Merrimack get to the foul line. And that's the other problem. You know, they've scored all their points on three-point baskets, and yet you come off the three-point shooter. First free throw bounces around the rim and goes down. Second free throw is up, and it is also good. Okay, now they implement a three-quarter court press. Xavier Johnson and Race Thompson on the back end. Xavier brings it across the timeline, hands the ball off, and I was wrong earlier. Leal is not in the game yet. Xavier splits the press, gets all the way to the basket, hits the layup. Xavier Johnson split the zone and got in there for a quick two. Tie score again, back to 11 each. Xavier Johnson's got coverage on the left wing. Ball's at the top of the key. They run their bigs out high. Around the pick for three. Hard off the back iron. Parker controls. Hands it off to Xavier, who brings it across the timeline. Not looking to push. Gets the offense set. Xavier hands off to Parker. Parker comes to the top of the key. Got the floor is spread. Nobody is in the middle right now. Gets the ball down to Trace on the baseline. Trace drives around. Shoots it back or throws it back out to the right wing. Nothing doing. Ball's down on the block to Race. 9 on the shot clock. Race double team comes. Xavier is in there. It looks like we're going to have a jump ball. Double team came on Race, and he didn't unload the ball fast enough. But it was a pretty good possession. They had ran the shot clock down. Indiana backs off the press a little bit. Xavier's still in man coverage on the press. Man coverage, man defense. Get the ball over to the right wing. Passes it back over the top of the key, looking for somewhere to go. Over the right wing behind a pick. Three is up, short off the rim. Controlled by Race. Hand off to Xavier. Xavier's pushing the ball up a little bit. Gets to the three-point line and pulls it back. Looking to feed the ball. Parker Stewart's got the ball on the right wing. Race is in the middle looking to get the feed. They get the ball tipped. It was a little high pass. Comes back the other way. There's a turnover, which was something else we can't afford to do. Merrimack pulls inside the three-point line for a quick shot, but he traveled. That's the other thing I got to get to here is I got to get to my scoreboard. Sorry, Indiana's got the ball gets down to Race or Trace at the free throw line. He drives all the way to the goal, misses it. Race controls the rebound and one. Race Thompson puts his best foot forward there, gets the rebound on Trace Jackson's miss and puts it back. Free throw up, and it's hard off the back iron, off the top of Miller Kopp's head. Gee, many Christmas. Control that ball, boy. Here comes Merrimack the other way, gets the ball across the timeline, looks to shoot the three, nothing doing. There's a pick. Race knocks it away. Trey starts the fast break, goes up for the layup, misses it, but gets fouled. Little back behind the back business there. Trace Jackson was getting a little fancy. And the Merrimack player is still on the ground. Let me get this. There it is. Okay. All right. Trace was a little slick there. Went behind the back on the dribble, went up for the dunk, and then just couldn't hold on to the ball, but got fouled in the process. Trace is shooting free throws. First one is up and is good. I got to say, Merrimack has showed well so far today. Did not think they would pose much of a challenge in this first half, but they have hung in there. Second free throw is up, and it is solid. 15-11. 13-22 to go. Press is back on a little bit. They back off almost instantaneous. Xavier stays in coverage. Get the ball across the timeline. Look over to the left wing. Tamar Bates is now in the game. And Jordan Geronimo is in the game. There's a pass on the block. Gets the shot up, misses it. Gets his own offensive rebound, but Tamar Bates controls it. Here he comes, pushing the ball up. Xavier Johnson's on the right wing. Tamar's got it at the top of the key. Feeds down to Trace. Trace goes up for the dunk and gets fouled. Fouled him on the floor before he got to go around. If they keep feeding the ball down on the block, there's nothing to do that they can stop it. What's up, Johnny Smallpepper? Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. That will not be a shooting foul. Miller Kopp takes the ball out of bounds, throws it over there, back to the right wing. They trap on the baseline, but there is a foul. So they saw the set play coming for the outlet pass off the out-of-bounds play, and they got over for the quick double team, but they couldn't slow down enough not to push. And it looks like Connolly pushed him out of bounds, which that'll be his third foul if I'm not mistaken. Yep, he's riding the pond. Inbound all the way into the backcourt. Here comes Xavier Johnson across the timeline. Tamar Bates on the left wing. Back over to Xavier. Xavier to Trace in the middle. Back out to Tamar for three. Airballed it. Shot that a little bit hard. Good open look, and it was in rhythm. Good shot, just nothing doing. Oh, there's a three by Merrimack from the corner. Short off the front iron. Xavier controls the rebound and wants to push. He's coming up, pushes it up to the middle of the court. Hits Geronimo on the block. Geronimo's got the ball, pushes it back out to Tamar, who drives the lane, and will get the foul on the floor as he's cutting into the lane. So as they split this zone, the Merrimack doesn't have the bodies to defend it, so they reach. Tamar Bates is fearless. If anybody hasn't noticed that about this young man, he has zero fear. He lives for it. He'll shoot that ball or take off at any time, and I don't think he feels pressure. Free throw is up, and it is good. IU is already in the 1-1 with 12-17 to go. That's how much these guys are fouling today. Tamar Bates sets at the line. Second free throw is up, and it is good as well. Pure stroke, 17-11. Got a little bit of distance going right now. Xavier Johnson's relentless in his defensive pressure. You know, when he doesn't foul and he can stay in the game, that's a good thing. Knight has not gone to any of the other guards yet, like Finnessy or such, off the bench yet. I wonder why. I'm not sure if anybody's not available today. I haven't heard. Merrimack drives the lane, puts up the layup. Geronimo's going to try to block it, and he fouls. Looks like we're going to go to the under 12 timeout here. And I can safely say that anytime we've gotten the ball down to the block, or anywhere where we split inside that zone, Merrimack becomes helpless at that point defending. But in all honesty, Tamar Bates, I haven't seen so far looking through the starters here. Indiana is out rebounding. They should be dominating this game. There's no reason why it should be anywhere. It shouldn't even be close, honestly. Going back to the Minnesota game the other day, that second half, if you go back and watch that again, just everything that could go wrong went wrong. Nothing, the shots didn't fall. They were shooting a high percentage in the first half. And what I was going to talk about is that they played such a good first half. They probably were oozing with confidence coming out of the locker room. And the one thing that Mike Woodson probably is gonna learn as a college coach is that these kids don't always, confidence is one thing and being confident, but coming back out and maintaining a certain level of not sure what the word is that I want here, maintaining a certain level of competitiveness and enthusiasm for the game. They probably thought they were going to walk away with that game. And Wisconsin, which is always a good defensive team, tightened the reins down and pulled in and really dominated that second half. And I feel like IU just never found a rhythm. They never got into the game, and as in turn, just never had a chance to compete. Watching the rest of the Big Ten so far this year, Wisconsin went to Ohio State and got pummeled. I kind of figured that would happen. I just feel like Ohio State is very limited on what they can do offensively. That's why they're not going to put up 75, 80 points a game. They got size, but they don't have scores. Johnny Davis is an absolute stud, dominated us. Was really surprised that we let him go off for as much as he did. However, recent years has showed that good two guards will always score the high numbers against Indiana. He doesn't force it either. He didn't force never forced the 3-point shot. He only took what was given to him. And he's just a sophomore. And he did not play that well last year as a freshman. Did not see him coming. Not for a minute. A lot of other people did. I did not. I thought Brad Davison would just control this team, which is one of the guys on that team that I don't really care for. I feel like he's kind of like the Grayson kid from Duke a few years ago. I feel like he tries to instigate a lot. Here we are back from the timeout. First free throw is up, and it is good. Grayson Allen, I never liked him at all. Second free throw, hard off the back iron. Trace controls the rebound. Outlets to Fennessy over on the right-hand side, who brings the ball up. Xavier Johnson's been given a break. They bring the ball across the timeline. Merrimack still in this zone. Get the ball to the middle. Trace has got it in the middle. Drives the lane, goes up for the layup, misses it hard off the rim. Geronimo controls the glass, gets the ball back out. Tamar Bates around the horn to Fennessy, to Leal on the right-hand side. They close out on the shooter quick. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Geronimo takes a 15-footer and hits it. Good offensive possession. Good passing. That's something that they lacked the other day. 19-12 with 11:16 to go. Ball comes across the timeline. Fennessy's playing tight man-to-man. Rotate the ball around to the left side. Get it. They're overloaded on the left right now. They get it. Looks like an open shot for three. Hard off the back iron. Fennessy controls the rebound, pushes the ball up a little bit. 1-on-5 is not good odds. He pulls it back, tries to bring Trace into the middle. Trace isn't moving yet. Geronimo cuts to the middle. Around the horn they go. Leal on the right wing with the ball. Gets it to Trace at the free throw line. Trace backs him down. Passes it back out to Fennessy. Nothing doing. Over to Leal. Leal down to Geronimo on the right block baseline. Geronimo passes it to Fennessy, who's in the lane. Gets it back to Leal for three. Money. Anthony Leal knocks in his first shot from the top of the key. 22-12, 10:23 left to go in the first half. Here come across the timeline is Merrimack. Rob Fennessy in defense. Goes around the timeline, looking around, nothing doing. Pulls up for an 18-footer, airballs it. Looks like it's off of Merrimack, and we're going to go back our way. You can tell that the level of competition that we've been playing lately is a lot stronger because we just look dominant over these guys. If Leo can set his feet, he can shoot from anywhere. He hit that with 2 seconds on the shot clock. Great decision by Fennessy to feed it back out to him. Fennessy's at the top, gets the ball to Michael Durr, who's at the free throw line. Works it all the way down, probably traveled. Yep, took steps. Hey, I feel you, Alex. I would still be working if I didn't feel as bad as I do. And that's funny to say that because I feel bad, but I'm in here, but this isn't work. Leo brings it across the timeline, or Merrimack brings it across the timeline. They rotate the ball down into the corner for 3, airballed it. Geronimo did get a hand up in the guy's face. Here comes Tamar Bates over to Fennessy. Tamar's at the top of the key. Fennessy's on the left wing looking for Leo in the corner. Gets the ball to Durr on the block. Durr feeds it back out to Leo over to Tamar. Tamar drives the baseline, shoots a 12-footer, rims it out. Michael Durr controls the offensive rebound and will draw a foul. Michael Durr is a giant. Merrimack? I think it's New York, but let me check. Free throw from Michael Durr is off the iron. Massachusetts, just minutes from Boston. Pretty close to New York. I knew it was somewhere up there, northeast. I just didn't know where. Durr goes for his second free throw, and he hits it. 1 for 2 for the line for Durr. That gets him in the scoring column. Here comes the press again. Tamar Bates and Fennessy and Anthony Leal are all in press. Oh, he dribbled the ball out of bounds off his knee, but I think Leal knocked it out of bounds. Here we go. They get the ball inbounds. Fennessy's in defense, going to bring it across the timeline. 9:14 left to go in the first half, 23-12, 22 seconds on the shot clock. Merrimack works the ball around the horn. There's a 3-point shot that's open at the top of the key, and he guns it. Comes off a double pick. Nice set play. You say Cupcakeville, Virginia. I'm looking at Merrimack here, and it says near Boston. Maybe I'm looking at the wrong Merrimack. Michael Durr's got the ball from 19, shoots it. Michael Durr with showing some range. Cupcake, Virginia. Yeah, that's what I'm after today, Tony. I'm after a full 40 minutes if you missed the early part of the game today. Want to see them actually perform, for a full 40 minutes and not, lose sight. But you're not going to probably see much of a challenge as Merrimack drives the lane and scores. 25-17. Basically, the game the other night I watched again, and the second half, nothing went right. Nobody stepped up and found a way to make a play. Nobody played as an individual to help the team, and it didn't work out well. 12 on the shot clock. Tamar gets the ball down to Geronimo, who turns it over, trying to feed Durr. Dribbles it off his feet. Bates gets the steal, coming back the other way. Over to Leal in the corner. Did not get a shot off. Pass over to Fennessy for an open 3. Short off the iron. Merrimack controls the rebound. Merrimack walks the ball across the timeline. Down by 8 is not bad for them right now. They're 4 for 11 from behind the 3-point stripe. Drives all the way in the lane. Gets an open 3 in the corner. He caught. Fennessy sleeping. 25-20. Back to 5. Yeah, I don't know why they schedule these games, honestly. I know that the smaller school benefits from it, but it doesn't help. Leo gets the ball, drives the lane, Passes off to Tamar Bates in the corner. Nothing doing over there. Hands it out to Geronimo. Geronimo drives the lane, throws up the left-handed layup, knocks it out of bounds. A little out of control there by Jordan Geronimo. Merrimack's done very good at taking Indiana back out of their rhythm here. And as Trace Jackson and Race Thompson go to the bench, Michael Durr has been okay as far as the shooting standpoint, but he's not the same presence on offense. He doesn't really look acclimated. And I listened to his, whether it be the pregame for today or the postgame the other day, and I know he's still recovering, as is Tamar Bates from knee problems or something to that effect. But he just doesn't seem to move right yet. So maybe that's something that will develop. He said that he was not used to coming in off the bench as being a starter down there. You're in big time basketball now, so he's going to work at it a little bit. I see that he's a step off, but the one thing you can't teach is you can't teach size. You can't teach being 7 foot tall. And I still wonder if Logan Duncombe is not. I noticed the coach is really reeled in who he's going to let play, and something's happened with Christian lately because he's not been on the floor. So whether I don't know what that is either. That's the bad thing about being a layman, where you're just a fan. You don't get to see all the insider stuff. You have to really dig for it. And I know that some of the guys play it out there, and I watch a lot of the streams and some of the stuff, and I got the Twitter announcements and all that good stuff, but it just doesn't seem like I have a pretty good grasp of why and who and where. I'd like to know what's going on with Christian Lander right now because I haven't seen him on the floor in a couple games, and he was starting to play consistent. Yeah, Alex Geezer's in the house. If you're still here, Geezer stopped in to hang out with us today. We are at timeout again. The under 8 timeout. And as we're getting back, these breaks are forever. Watch her disappear just from the earth itself. Yeah, Alex disappears a lot. She comes in and goes. She's at work, so she's playing. If you want to watch good basketball all day today, there's a couple other non-conference games today with the Big Ten. NC State plays Purdue, and Florida plays Maryland. So those will be some pretty good games today. If you can't watch from home, watch on the computer on Fox Sports 1. Here comes, that doesn't make my mood improve, Tony. I hate that commercial. It drives me nuts. Merrimack's in the half court driving around. It looks like Race is back on the floor, and Merrimack just sunk another 2 or 3. Yep, it was another 3. They've cut the lead to 2 with 6:33 with good shooting from the outside. Parker's back in the game. Race Thompson, turnover off of Michael Durr's fingers. Looks like they're going to shoot another 3. Boy, they are not afraid to let it fly. Race Thompson controls, hands the ball off to Xavier as he brings it across the timeline. Merrimack is on an 8-0 run right now, and we are not getting the ball. We're just out of sorts here. This is what I was talking about. You've got to get the ball, and you've got to stick to your game plan and keep feeding it. It looks like Johnson misses a 3, but Race gets the offensive glass and puts it up and in. Got to feed that block, guys. That's where our strengths are at. Xavier's playing a good man-to-man press. They get the ball across the timeline. 5:40 to go. IU leads 27-23. It's time to make a defensive stop here. Play some solid. Drives the lane on Durr. Goes up for the layup, but Durr commits the foul. Wasn't in good position. These guys from Merrimack are not afraid to shoot it. Yeah, this area, the storms that went through here, we got lucky. A little bit north and south of us. Merrimack's first free throw short off the front iron of the rim. South of us was really bad. A lot of people lost their homes. A lot of tornadoes. 27-23, second free throw is going up, and it is good. Cut it to a 3-point lead. 5:31 to go in the half. Let's see if IU can make a push as Miller Kopp comes back in the game. Parker Stewart's on the other wing, and Trace is on the block. We're back to our starting five. Rotating the ball around the horn. Xavier has the top key. Miller Kopp's on the left wing. Gets the ball inside, but it gets tipped and knocked away. Xavier Johnson commits turnover. There's a fast break layup that is missed. He missed the bunny. Here comes Xavier pushing it back the other way. A little upset. Passes it off to Miller Kopp. Looking nowhere to go. Back to Xavier Johnson for three. Xavier Johnson connects on the three-pointer. Yeah, no doubt. Pretending that they're playing Michigan. Michigan's got ugly jerseys then. Merrimack's got the ball. We're back up 6 with 4:40 to go. Drives the lane on Trace. Goes up for the shot. Trace blocks it. Don't need to help defend with Trace because Trace can cover his position. He blocked it. The guy got his own rebound. Comes to the other side. That's going to be our ball. Tip pass as Xavier tried to force it down inside. But Trace Jackson doesn't need help on the defensive end. Stay on your shooter. Let him defend his guy. Yeah, Trace blocked the first shot. Then he gets his own rebound, comes back around, and Trace affects the second shot and gets the rebound. There's the outlet pass to Trace over to Parker on the left wing. Fennessy's back in the game. Xavier Johnson's on the bench for that bad pass, guaranteed. Trace drives the lane, puts it up off the glass, and it rims out. And bounces off of Trace out of bounds. I don't know how that ball didn't go down. Julio is back off of IR today, and they keep saying that their running back is closer than what they thought. So that's going to be really good. If they get him back early, that's solid. Here comes Fennessy's in the press. Bring the ball across the timeline. 4:02 left in the half. 24-30. Indiana is controlling the score right now. Not much happening as far as the offense on this side. They bring Connolly back in. 3-point shot is up, off the rim, no good. Trace controls the rebound. One and done. Here comes Fennessy up the left wing. Back to the middle of the court, over to Parker. Back to Fennessy. Gets the ball to Race down there at the free throw line. Race drives around the block. Back to Fennessy. Drives the lane, goes up for the layup. Hands off to Trace and dunks it. One extra pass. 32-24, 3:25 to go. And Merrimack is going to take a timeout. Yeah, Alex, their Tennessee's bye did come at a really good time for them. I want to see what they do today, if they continue to hold on or if they falter a little bit. There's a lot of really good games today for divisional rivalries in the NFL for sure. I want to see I want to see how Jacksonville does on the road today. Break time is over, but I'll be watching clips of the IU game, but mostly football. Go Chiefs. See you, Alex. Thank you for coming back by, honey. I'll talk to you later today for sure. Heck yeah. That ought to be fun. Let's see me get wound up again today calling that one. Haven't had a nationally televised Bengals game since we've been broadcasting. Yeah, she loves the Chiefs, but she had no choice growing up because I shoved the Bengals down her throat as a child. It was just it was implied that if you lived in this house, we watched the Bengals on Sunday. She never really got into college basketball much like I did. I'll watch, and that's the other thing. I probably ought to, when I get the time, if I have the time, as much as I sit and watch, I probably ought to just come in and do other nat or big games. But yeah, it was a lot of fun growing up. The only all the other little girls in the neighborhood were playing dolls and whatnot. We were out in the front yard throwing a football. I mean, that's how she was brought up. Football and soccer, and she was definitely a sports kid. But yeah, the IU basketball games were always, in the living room, and we were loud and banging off of stuff, and she learned my enthusiasm for the sport for sure. Yeah, I want to go back to that play. Fennessy made such a good drive to draw the defense. Hey, Jim Pat Lose. Hey, I hope you had a good night the other night in my other stream. I hope it helped your channel out a little bit. It's a very solid crowd in there. Everybody is really obliging to help other people out. So I hope it was good for you, my friend. All right, as it stands right now, here comes Merrimack out of the timeout. 3:20 left to go, 32-24. IU's got the lead. Fennessy still running out there on the point. And there's nothing really doing on their offense. Not a lot of movement right now. 8 on the shot clock. Looking to drive the lane. Goes up with the left. It makes the layup. Good play by number 22 for Merrimack. Brian, I'm not sold yet. They've got a few turnovers right now. I'm going to guess probably about 4 or 5. But Merrimack is not a very strong defensive team, so I don't know that it's helping. Race controls the loose ball over to Fennessy for 3. In and out. Merrimack controlled the rebound. Down 6 with 2:32 to go in the half. I will get that back up here for just a second. IU has 6 turnovers in the game so far. Merrimack only has 3, if that tells you anything. A little sloppy still with the ball. And most of it's trying to force passes, really. And Merrimack drives the lane. Fennessy blocks it out of bounds. Fennessy's such a good defender. He defends without fouling. There's a 2-point shot, airballed by Merrimack. 2:04 left at the end of the shot clock there. And let's see what we got going on here. Their little coach doesn't look very happy. I think we could have played a much better first half today. Shooting free throws better. 8 for 11 so far. Xavier Johnson comes across the timeline. I see Xavier Johnson and Fennessy both in the game at the same time. Something I've been looking for here lately. Football. Race has got the ball on the block. Over to Xavier Johnson to the right wing. He steps on the line, shoots it. Hard off the iron. Trace gets the rebound and will draw the foul. Heck yeah, Geezer. Hey, it's a lot of work to gain subs. But keep putting out that content, brother. Trace is getting ready to go to the free throw line here for a couple shots. And the first one is up, and it's good. Trace has been pretty good at the line today. That's something that was a concern. He's not missed yet. Did I just jinx him? Second free throw is also good. Nope, not me. And here we go. I use pressing again. Merrimack breaks the press pretty quick. I got a pretty solid little point guard. Drives the ball to the left wing, hands off. Races on defense. Trace, they run their bigs out high. They try to keep everybody out high away from the basket. Drives the lane, puts up a shot, hard off the iron. Oh, it's controlled. Long rebound for a three. Short off the rim. Xavier controls it. He's going to push the ball a little bit up the court. Outlet to Trace Jackson. Trace goes up for the dunk. That's all they got to do this whole game is look, get your head up and go. They should really be pushing the pace. Here we come across the timeline. 56 seconds to go. 36-26. IU's got the lead back to double digits. Get to halftime. I'll have to do some dog duty. There they go. Looking on the right-hand wing. Drives the lane. Puts up the jump shot or the layup and makes it. IU's up by 8. 38 seconds to go in the half. Xavier comes across the timeline. Looking for the play call. Calls timeout. Since Indiana is on timeout, I'm going to hit the pause button here for just a second. Let the dog out. Coming back out of the timeout, 31.9 seconds to go. I wonder what Woodson's upset about. The list could be long. They're staying in that zone. Kopp's got it over to Xavier at the top of the key. Looking to feed Geronimo on the post. Nothing doing. 11 seconds on the shot clock. Here comes Kopp. Over to Fennessy on the corner. Fennessy feeds Geronimo. Back out to Kopp, and they turn it over. Turnovers. Geronimo strong with the pass. Yeah. No, sir, but I will get you at halftime. I don't have very many moderators in here for a reason. You can on my other channel. I'll do it for you at halftime, though. Long three by Merrimack, and the tip is up and good at the end of the half. Good. That was a bad sequence there to finish the game, or to finish the half. Let's see here. No, you don't have to apologize. I'm trying to find your channel. Yeah, that first half was not what I expected today. I expected a little bit more here. Is your channel something different than Geezer? I understand. I'm looking for that same picture that's on your thumbnail there, and I don't see it yet. It's not showing. Through the first half today, though, I want to get into this for just a little bit. IU does not look like they're ready to pounce on a team. if you see like an NFL player, it's not the same logo that's on this picture here. They just don't look. They don't look like they have the confidence or the kill mode yet. I'm not really sure what's going on because they were showing signs of that earlier in the year. Either that or, I mean, we're going to look at the stats here in a second, or that or Merrimack isn't performing the way that I feel that they should. Or, I mean, Indiana's not performing the way that they should against. We can't stop. You know what? And that's the thing. He keeps rotating in different people at guard. I haven't figured out where Christian Lander is. Has anybody heard anything? Dontrell Hilliard. I don't, geezer. Yeah, the turnovers where we're struggling, Brian. I'll get you, geezer. But let's get into let me get here we go, get the box score brought up. Sitting here at halftime, our defense is still decent. They're only shooting 33%, but the thing of it is that's over, but the 3-point percentage is high enough to be satisfactory. They're 6 for 17, which is what's kept them in the game so far. Yeah, I don't live and die by Ken Palm either. I don't really go by that, but Merrimack is, they're 4-7 for a reason. Honestly, the only thing that they've got an advantage on today's game that's kept it close is that they've got 18 points off of the three, 4 for 6 off. So 22 points have come from the free throw line or behind the arc. Other than that, they have not shot the ball well. Right on, geezer. Trace Jackson Davis is 3 for 6 from the floor, 6 for 6 from the line for 12 points. He's performing the way that he should. And he's got 5 rebounds as well. 2 blocks. Race Thompson, 3 for 3 from the floor, 7 points. Xavier Johnson, 2 for 4 with a 3-pointer, and he's got 5 points. Where it's not those 3 right now that are struggling. It's once you get beyond that. So our bench has not been what I assumed it would be. Fennessy's come in and played okay. He's got 3 assists, and a rebound, not turning the ball over. That's okay, but there's no additional scoring. Leal hit his 1 3-point shot, but there's not much else going on right now. Tamar Bates hit a couple free throws, no turnovers. The bulk of our turnovers today, and I must have had that. No, I don't. I got to have that right. Most of our 7 turnovers today come from, they're spread out. Xavier's got 2. Geronimo's got 2. Durr has 1. Parker Stewart has 1, of which I don't remember. And Race Thompson has 1. So 7 turnovers in the first half. I don't have the fast break points or points off turnovers on here. But obviously, I don't see that kill mentality on this team. You would feel like that they would come into this game ready to pounce. They've got, a lesser talent-wise opponent. Let's say, we're still shooting 50% from the floor. If you look at statistically, it looks like, we should be dominating. The great equalizer is the 3-point baskets. They've got 6. We've got 2. Yeah, you know what, Tony? God, I agree with that. When I started the stream today, I was, my points for this game was, hey, I want to see a full 40-minute game. I want to see foot on the throttle. I don't want to see them let up. I want to see a complete game. I don't mind. I don't even mind 7 turnovers. If there's some reward for having those turnovers. But right now we're dominating in every statistical aspect of this game. It's just a close score. So we should be able to pull away in the second half. We built them into some foul trouble in the first half. We only committed 3 personal fouls in the first half. That's because you don't have to foul against smaller opponents. So, I mean, we've done, if you look at the box score, everything looks good right now. I just don't, it just doesn't seem like we're getting the timely scoring or the timely run or we're not getting consecutive stops. It just feels like, we're not putting together runs. And, basketball has always been a game of runs. You gotta make a run. And we have not put together any kind of a run in this game. We just kind of sit there and lingered there, and it's not really turned into a dominating game. I don't even know what the spread was for this game today. I dare not probably ask. How many players in the first half for Merrimack played in the game? Maybe they'll get tired. They only played 8. We played 10. We ran 10 guys out there today. And, let's just go back to what we thought. At the beginning of the season, I thought we would run a pretty consistent 12-man rotation, honestly. I honestly thought we would play like what Florida State does. I honestly thought it would be more that style. You'd have the first 5, the second 5, and then a couple guys to fill in thereafter, and go like that. I haven't seen that hardly at all. I know that Woodson's really, really worked on controlling the defense and building from the defense up. But, offensively, we're not really very good. I mean, we've got good offensive players, but we don't play good team offense, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Washington football is playing Dallas right now. That I look for that to be a really good game today. Dallas went in there kind of cocky and confident. Not sure how that's going to play out for them. I don't see anything happening yet. Oh, it's just now 1:00. It's not started yet. Yeah, but to be honest, I'm trying. I can't put my finger on it right now. I felt like this game today should be something where we should be up 15 points at halftime and win the game by 30. And I haven't seen it yet. It's really. Here you go. Jonathan Pilgrim says Dallas by 14 today. That's what a lot of the prognosticators are calling. They're calling for about a 10-point win out of Dallas today. I just don't know. It just seems like every time I want to throw Washington to the curb, they come back and they beat somebody like Tampa Bay, which I don't expect. Now, Alex, on the other hand, she picked that game cold. Yeah, I'm glad that the 1:00 games are starting. And after the IU game today, 4:25, if you want to stop back in here, it'll be Bengals Mania then. But yeah, as far as this game goes today, statistically everything looks okay. It's always the turnover is the problem, and the assist to turnovers right now isn't really well. Yeah, see, that's it. Assist to turnovers. We gave up a few fast break points there too, and I don't like seeing that against a team like this. We should be the one pushing the issue, and we're not. And there's the other thing that we haven't really got into yet. And I know that Mike has assistant coaches. I know Dane Fife is really good, and Kenya Hunter, I think his name is the other one. I know that he was, always well thought of. But trying to motivate 18 to 22-year-olds, and I know they should be motivated, but trying to keep them up for a game, when they're so emotional at that age and keeping them playing good team basketball, it's a tall task. And, Mike Woodson, this is his first year, so maybe my expectations are a little high right now. I just feel like they put together such a good program, and with Thad Matta sitting in the background, being able to help out, I feel like they should be – I feel like one of those 2 losses shouldn't be there right now. So, I feel like they should be 8-1. They're 7-2. Getting back in here for this second half. It's a restore some faith. I need a dominating half. I need to see either a dominating half or just build out a dominating lead and go to the end of the bench and let some of them guys get some playing time. Because resting your starters, is a good thing too. Haven't got a chance to watch Ole Miss yet, Jonathan. I cannot wait. Yeah, there's another thing. Energy is a key proponent. You got to have something to get fired up about. And I've seen plays today where they should be getting wound up, but just kind of lethargic out there. And I don't know what it is, because it just doesn't feel like team basketball. It feels like individuals playing good basketball. Race Thompson and Trace Jackson playing really good. I feel like Finney is kind of just, well, I'm coming off the bench, so what point is it? I'm not a starter anymore. That it almost feels like that. Geronimo has that energy, but he's just so rambunctious that once he gets under control, he's fine. He'll turn the ball over quite a bit. Tamar Bates has been a spark plug when he hits shots, but this team here doesn't show any signs of good defense against them, and they're just not performing today the way that, and like I said, I'm always super critical. I always feel like they should be performing way above maybe what they should be. Yeah, I'll have to check out Ole Miss, because that's this is the time of year, when we have this lull between college football before the bowl games, that I get into different programs in college, and I start going through and picking out who I like and whatnot. I have a tendency to do that a lot. I was sitting back and becoming just a nerd over statistics and see who's playing well. But yeah, I think that SEC is pretty talented this year. Kentucky losing to Notre Dame the other day, that really kind of shocked me. Now we got to go in and play Notre Dame this weekend, who hasn't been very good, has been inconsistent like us. And I'm really curious to how that one's going to play out. I love the crosstown shootout game, so it seems to be, there that when we play that game. But, I don't know what to expect going into the Notre Dame game. I'm not really sure how we're going to play it. Kentucky let them hang around, and they got beat. So, and we haven't been able to close games real well yet. So this team still has to learn how to win. They need to learn how to dominate. They need to not play down to their competition. Kentucky, after Christian Watford hit that shot, they're not playing with us ever that whole in and out again. It was locked. I'm writing a strong letter to the league president. Wait a second. What do you mean your lineup was locked out? What happened? I'm calling you out, Colin. I want to know what you're complaining about. Rules is rules. Look at me. I didn't even play Dalvin Cook. I was worried about his shoulder. So I already, basically gave up 35 points. Finally, halftime is over. This drives me nuts how long that these. Well, let's just see if there's any fire coming out of halftime here, and we can build a lead going forward. Yeah. Well, they're not starting right away, so that's not fun. They come back and it says the start of the second half, but yet they go back and show more highlights. Joy to the world. 1 minute. Attach. I don't even see the attach button. All right, here we're getting ready to start the second half. Let's go, IU, today. Let's get up here and dominate this half. Let's show that we're a power. Parker brings it across the timeline, feeds it over to Xavier Johnson, who feeds it right down to Trace, who goes up and gets blocked. Oh, and Race Thompson loses the rebound out of bounds. Nice entry pass. Yeah, Rutgers beating Purdue was something, wasn't it? Here we go across the timeline. We're still in that little chintzy man press, not really working too hard at it. Xavier is playing this tight D out there at the half court line, not giving him a second of a break. To get the ball over to the right wing, rotate it back around top of the key, drives all the way down for the layup. Miller Kopp just got lost in that whole deal. Trace Jackson controls the rebound, and then Parker Stewart has it stolen from him, looking to get the three ball. They rotate it around. Merrimack has the ball, drives the lane. Going to get called for what? Parker Stewart gets burnt on defense and called for the reach. Yeah, I didn't forget Cook. I just didn't play him because I was worried about his shoulder. Wow. Well, we started with a turnover here. Merrimack has the ball, 20 on the shot clock. Indiana's playing man-to-man. They look like they're a little energetic going forward, trying to get around Parker Stewart. Shoots the 18-footer. Misses. Miller Kopp controls the rebound. Outlets to Xavier Johnson, who brings it across the timeline. Xavier's at the top of the key, looking for something to happen here. Nothing going. Feeds the ball to Trace. Over to Parker on the left wing. Parker gets it back to Trace at the free throw line, down to Race on the block. And it's going to be a foul on the floor. Every time, yeah, I know, Biggie, you're in the playoffs. That's right. That's all it takes. That's all it counts. You got a chance to win, right? So there's the first foul. Fouled him right on the floor. Here comes the inbound pass. They get it to Trace. Trace doesn't have anything going. Gives it to Parker, who drives around. Over to Xavier. Xavier down to Race on the block. Race goes up for the shot. Puts it off the glass and one. Yeah, I didn't forget Cook. I just didn't want to. I was scared to play him. I had my lineup open and was sitting there thinking about it. Felt like I had enough talent at running back to weather the storm today. Race goes up for the free throw. It is hard off the glass. Trace controls the rebound by going straight up because of size. Caught for three from the corner, and it's good. There's a sign of life right there. Gonna watch the game live. Yeah, go for it, bro. Big Ten Network today. 41-30, 18-20 to go in the game. That was Indiana's 7th offensive rebound and their 12th second chance points. Here goes he drives inside. Xavier knocks the ball loose. He picks it back up, hands back off, drives the lane, looking for a shot. Xavier tips the pass away, and it's not an over and back. Goes to the other side. 5 on the shot clock. In the corner for 3. Buried it. The big guy hit the 3. 41-33, 17-48 to go in the half. You know, there's a point. They scored, come back and punch them right back in the mouth. Get the inlet pass to Race. Race hands it to Trace down on the block. Trace passes back out to Xavier in the corner to Kopp for 3. Money. Good ball rotation there. That's what you do. You keep rotating the ball, keep working it. Here comes Merrimack across the timeline, down 11, 44-33. And he gets the ball out. They're keeping the ball high out there they don't run anybody down to the post. High offense. 22 drives the lane, passes off. Nothing doing. Back out the top of the key, looking for a lane to drive. Turns the ball over. Trace comes out. Trace traveled. Woodson's not happy about that. Woodson's got that look today. Kopp hit 2 3-pointers in a row, one from each corner. If he just keeps looming out there. second one was really nice in rhythm. But that's what, when they come down and score, you go back and you punch them right back in the mouth. You need to dominate as a team. That's what this is about today. You got to dominate this game. An 8-point win today doesn't look very good, in my opinion. Here we go again. 15 on the shot clock. Merrimack's passing the ball around on the outside, gets it back to the top of the key, looking for something. Nothing there. Over to the right wing behind a pick, drives the lane, goes up, spin move. No basket. Trace controls the rebound. Out to Xavier. Xavier's bringing the ball across the timeline. Over to Parker for three. Fell down. No foul called. Here we go. They're going to push it back the other way. Pulls up for three. Oh, he banked it. Oh, my God. The bank is open. He looks like he meant to do it. Here we come back across the timeline. Only up 8 again. Xavier picks up his dribble. Nobody to pass to. Parker's on the right wing. Gets it back to Xavier at the top of the key. He thought about it. Feeds Trace. Trace drives the block. Has the ball knocked out of his hand. All right, Merrimack is Miller Kopp's going to take the ball out on the baseline. And looking to throw the ball in, gets the ball out into the backcourt. Xavier Johnson controls the inbound pass, brings it across the timeline, looking over to the right wing to Parker. Parker's there, passes back to Xavier. Xavier drives around, gets a lane, goes to the basket, draws a foul. We'll get 2 free throws. Just not happening. I just don't have that good feeling today. Stat sheet looks all well and good, but I think we should be up by 20, probably 30. First free throw is in, rimmed it around. Xavier looks like he pushes the ball. Doesn't look like it rolls off his fingers. But he made it. Why should I complain? Second free throw is up, and it is also good. Maybe the others should push it off their fingertips. Here we go with a little bit of that half-court press again. Man-to-man. Brings the ball across the timeline over the right wing, feeds it to the top of the key. Everybody makes their cuts. Their offense has good motion. Everybody's moving. Pass the ball back, top of the key. Drives the lane, looking for an outlet. Over in the corner for three. Going to get called for the travel. Yeah, come on, Jake. I just want to see it, dude. I just want to see them look right. They haven't. I feel like they're not playing up to their potential, and it upsets me because I see a lot of good things, and then the score never reflects it. You know what I mean? I hate all these commercials too, man. My Bulls and this COVID bug. Hey, stop hanging out with one another. Tell them that maybe they ought to. I don't know how closely they play together, but you notice I look at the injury report on a lot of sports right now, and non-COVID illness has now become a thing on the injury report because they want you to know that they're sick, and they want you to know that it's not COVID. And there's been quite a bit of that, and the other, it's like today, Joe Mixon has got an illness. It's non-COVID. When's your next live, Pookie? Too much partying at the club. That's probably a fact. I don't know what goes on here, but you would think that these guys that are getting paid X amount of millions of dollars, you would honestly think that they would take all the steps during season to not put themselves in a bad position with the team. And all the way down from, like the Aaron Rodgers, I faked, or I'm immunized, and being around teammates and taking his medical advice from Joe freaking Rogan. How smart is that? And how dumb did that make him look, listening to him complain about that? And then going down, Antonio Brown faking his card along with 2 other players in the NFL. That's pretty stupid too, honestly. I don't know that I have such a good or bad feeling about COVID, but just be freaking honest. If you don't want to take the shot, say, I don't want to take the shot. But don't try to fake it, first of all, and then don't lie about it. And yeah, Aaron Rodgers lied. I'm immunized, and I'm not going to come down on those who aren't. What the fuck ever. Yeah. This is a long NBA season. These guys are supposed to be professionals. They'll figure it out. All right, here we go. Xavier, it looks like they're going to press again a little bit, Merrimack, just to try to agitate us a little bit. Race Thompson brings the ball across the timeline. Parker gets the ball to Race on the block. Race goes up for the shot and one. Good pass from Parker Stewart. Every time that we've gotten the ball to the middle of the court at the free throw line and that zone retracts, we've had a wide open shot to the lane and we've drew a foul almost every time or got a layup. And it's available every time. Race's free throw is up and it is down. 15:24 to go, 13-point lead, 49-36. IU's and playing a little bit of press. Here comes Xavier Johnson covering the ball. Gets the ball across the timeline, looking to drive. Nothing to go in there. He passes it over to the left side. Parker Stewart's defending. Rotate the ball around the wing. Over for 3. Airballed it, basically. Just barely touched the front iron. Here comes Xavier. Now put the gas down on this one. Go. Gets the ball over to Miller Kopp. Miller feeds the block to Trace. Trace back out to Xavier. Xavier drives the lane for 15-footer, and he hits it. And your daughter's team, Bears and Packers. Stream. Yeah, I think so. If that's the 8 o'clock game, yes, sir. We'll be back on at 4:25 for Niners and Bengals, too. Here we go. Nothing going. The defense is out high. Trace drives, he alters the shot. Race controls the rebound. Here comes Xavier. Foot on the gas, boys. Put up another score here. Get it down on the block to Trace. Trace goes up with the left hand and scores. See, it's just that easy. You just keep feeding the block, forces them to call a timeout. I don't know what happens when they start running this offense. I think everybody's looking for their shot, and they're not taking what's available. Hey, you know what? There you go. Maybe it's a more selfish-minded team. What's up, JB? Looking a little bit better right now. But I think they're a little. I think everybody wants to be that guy. Everybody wants that glory on offense. And you know what? You get the same glory about being a point guard that gets 10 assists a game. You get the same glory about being the guy that rebounds the ball and sets picks. I don't know who Vicente Fernandez is, Pookie. Hang on, but I'll figure it out. No, okay, mariachi legend Vicente. Okay, I've seen him before. I didn't know his name. 81 years old. But it gets in this game here today, these passes that they've been making have been open all day long, and they've just not been. It's almost like everybody wants to score the points, and they don't want to do the dirty work to get the points. They're not moving on offense, so they're not getting the shot. So everybody just takes whatever shot they want. If you feed the ball through that, if you feed it through trace and race, you're gonna be effective, and that's what they did the first half of the Wisconsin game. Kicking the dog out. I let him in here so he can lay down and watch the game with me and, be kind of cool, but he's not. Oh, come on, JB. You know what? I love positionless basketball, to be honest. I think your bigs should be able to handle the ball, but I don't want to see that. I really don't want to see sloppy NBA play where you're just giving up tons of points. I can't stand it. I want to see Wisconsin type games where it's in the 60s and the 50s. It's a good day if you score 70, which is what Big Ten basketball usually is. I mean, that's what this conference prides itself on. You got to be tough to go in the paint. You got to be strong, and you've got to be sound and disciplined to win. A lot of things that we haven't shown consistency at this year. All right, here comes across the timeline. 53-36. Let's see if Merrimack can put up anything here. Trying to drive on Trace, loses the ball out of bounds. See, it's another selfishness. Yeah, I got you. That was a selfish offensive play from, I think that's their best player, number 22 on Merrimack. He dribbled it off his foot out of bounds. But yeah, it's just, everybody wants to be the superstar, and you've got a star. You got a couple of them. Just kind of work together. Get the ball. Xavier Johnson gets it over to Parker. Parker gets it down to Race Thompson for the alley-oop. Race grabs the ball. It was back behind him and tips it in. Good play. Pass was a little off. Race Thompson hasn't missed a shot today, I don't think. Tell me he's not playing within himself. Here we go. Driving around Parker Stewart, and Parker Stewart's going to get called for the body because he's not moving his feet and out of position. Yeah, that little alley-oop to Race was pretty nice. It was a little behind him. He controls it, just taps it in. They have nothing for our bench or for down on the block. Parker Stewart's going to take a seat for that foul. The inbound comes. Here comes Merrimack looking to shoot. 55-36, 13:26 left to go in the game. Looking to drive, nothing doing. Out for three. Hard off the rim. Geronimo controls the rebound. Let's see how our subs do today or in this half. Over in the corner to Kopp. Drives the lane. Pulls up for an 8-footer. Misses it. Trace Jackson controls the rebound back to Kopp. Trace gets the ball back again on the left wing. What's going on here? Trace drives. Gets around. Over to Xavier. Back to Finney. Finney drives around into the lane. Back to Xavier for three. Doesn't shoot it. 6 seconds on the shot clock. That's going to be a charge. Xavier Johnson was out of control. Yeah, JB, you said it. Everybody's got something they need to work on in this team. Xavier Johnson is he is so good, but that was a selfish play. He shouldn't have made that play. The pass was there already beforehand. He didn't have to go that far. Geronimo was open on the block. Here we come back across the timeline. That was our 10th turnover of the day against a zone, and he pulls up for 14-foot, misses it, and it looks like it's going to be IU basketball on the tip out of bounds. Connolly has finally made it back in the game for Merrimack, which is one of their starters. Miller Kopp takes a seat on the bench. Tamar Bates now back in the game. So looks like Xavier and Trace are the only two starters still on the floor. Finney's on the right wing. Xavier's on the top of the key. Tamar's on the left wing looking to get the ball feeded in. Nothing doing. Gets the ball to Trace at the free throw line. They converge on him. Now they're not going to let him do anything. And first thing they do, Connolly fouls again, which that makes his fourth foul. And once again, IU's done something good today. They've played without fouling. Hey, there's a win. Looks like that's going to be on the floor. That'd be the 5th team foul for Merrimack. Here comes the inlet pass to Fennessy. Fennessy drives the lane, gets all the way to the goal. Alley-oop to race and a dunk, or a little touch dunk. See, it's been there all day. Just split the zone and pass. Drives all the way. Merrimack passes it to the corner for 3. That's open and in rhythm. Should be good. And there you go. Fennessy wasn't in position. I don't know if it was Fennessy or Xavier, but neither one of them was in position. Fennessy's got the ball. Xavier Johnson, Fennessy, they rotate around. Fennessy throws it out of bounds. Timeout called under 12. I understand, you're not going to be perfect, but, Fennessy made the perfect pass the play before to Trace for the easy 2. And the next time down, he throws it wildly out of bounds. I just don't see consistency with him ever. It's really disheartening to see because I feel like Fennessy's a solid player. He's definitely a great defensive player, and he's got a pretty shot. I just can't figure out where his consistency is. I think it's mental for him. Wow. There you go. That's Dallas being Dallas. Let's look at the box score here again and see where we stand. Because when you look at this box score, it looks really good. Merrimack shooting 31% from the field, 9 for 22 from behind the three-point line, 66% from the foul line, 14 team fouls, 7 turnovers, 2 blocks, only 13 rebounds, and 7 assists. IU, on the other hand, has 57 points, only 16 fouls, 11 turnovers today, 11 turnovers, 4 blocks, 3 steals. They have 12 assists to those 11 turnovers and 31 rebounds. So they're dominating on the glass. We're a way bigger team. Can you see why this game is just kind of there? Controlling every statistical category. We're shooting 75% from the free throw line. Trace Jackson Davis is 6 for 6 today on the stripe. Race Thompson's 2 for 5, and Michael Durr is 1 for 2, and that's the only misses we got. Everybody else is perfect. Wait, back one. Oh, got it. Dallas got a 3-0 lead. And Jonathan, I don't know if you've got a chance to be in our regular stream and listen, but I always preach turnovers. If I think the team is, I usually pick the team that hawks the ball the best, because if you can strip the ball, then you can win football games. So I'm a big turnover guy. Turnover and who can run the ball better. I guess that sounds like old school football, doesn't it? Tell you what, these commercials are just way too long, man. I'm telling you. Let's see what we got here. Indiana showed a little bit more energy this half. Here comes Merrimack across the timeline. Ball's around the horn a little bit. There's Connolly at the top of the key with it for an open 3 to the right left wing. Misses a shot. Geronimo controls. Outlet to Tamar Bates. Here we go. Fennessy's. It looks like they put Trace and Race it to the bench. Tamar shoots the 3. Buries it. Good in rhythm shot. Yep. Defense wins a championship. Yes, sir. Here we go. We're up 60-39. Right now, it'd be a great point in time to let some of these other guys get some minutes. Merrimack runs the ball around the top of the key, trying to find something open. Nothing doing. 18-foot jump shot by the point guard. Short off the rim. Geronimo gets another rebound. Hands off to Xavier Johnson. Xavier drives it up. We're running basically 4 guards in the center. There it gets to Durr at the free throw line. Durr's looking. Drives around, passes it off. Xavier drives the lane. Selfish play. Turned it. Oh, he's lucky. That was a turnover. Yeah, tomorrow or incomplete. I mean, we'll want to watch some football here shortly. And here we go. Inbound from Leal to Durr. Durr has it. Sets it out to Fennessy. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Fennessy drives the right lane. Looks to Durr down inside. And as soon as they get the ball on the block, every time. Yeah, and you know what? And that's it. That's what you use these games for. Use these games to test and figure out things that you can do, different pairings of guys on the floor. You know, it's not just come out here and score points and go home. It's learn something about your team. Figure out who can do what. Put them in a different spot. Let them learn. Let them evolve. See, Durr just got his pocket picked in the double team because he held the ball right where they could get it. Merrimack looks like they want to shoot another 3. Had nothing doing right now. Geronimo in defense. They get the ball to Connolly on the block. Connolly has nothing going. Goes up against Durr. That's travel, but didn't call it. 3-point shot. He fed out for a 3. 60-42, 9:53 to go in the game. You know, I'm looking. I want to see this second team come in and do something. Geronimo's got the ball at the free throw line. Feeds Fennessy back to Geronimo. Drives 1 step for 3 inside. Shoots an ugly shot. That's going to be IU's ball off of the Merrimack player. It looked like it went off Durr's foot, but I think somebody hit it after that. We were up 18, but you know what? Yeah, traveled. Yes, sir. I like it when everybody's pretty keen on what's going on. Makes it that much easier. Leal is going to inbound the ball. He hits Tamar Bates. Watch this, guys. This is where we're going to find out what's selfish or not. Fennessy drives the lane, draws a foul. You know, you're right, JB. I mean, and that's the thing. You know, these are college-age kids. They're supposed to be learning. It's learning and teaching. Who's going to do the better job of learning and adapting? And I haven't seen that out of this group yet. It just seems like they have a good bit of talent. Fennessy missed the free throw, by the way. They have a good bit of talent, but they just don't seem to evolve. Second free throw is up, and it's short, but it rims it in. Almost short-armed it. Yeah, JB, I can't agree with that more. That's what they should be doing. They should be learning and working it out. Here we come across the timeline. Tamar Bates is defending. Nothing doing. Durr's out high with the big guy. Connolly. Nothing happening out there. They rotate the ball around to the back to the top of the key. Set a pick over for a 3 on the left wing. He hit it. They're running set plays. Yeah, you know what? That's it, man. Watching guys grow up. Leal is on the right wing, passes it to the middle to Geronimo, back to Leal in the corner for 3. It should be good, but he missed it. I thought that was going down. Tamar Bates with the offensive glass, and there's going to be a kick called. You know, Tony, you've been here. I'm sure you've been an IU fan for years. Have you seen any real development out of Rob Fennessy, or does he look like the same guy that came in 4 years ago? Leal inbounds the ball. Gets it over to Durr. Durr out to Bates. 19 on the shot clock. Fennessy's at the top of the key. Fennessy goes to the Leal on the right wing. Back to Fennessy. Drives the lane. Nothing doing. He's going to feed. Goes up for the layup. Gets blocked, but it's going to be IU ball. Yeah, Tony, I've not seen. Do I watch NASCAR? No, not anymore. I used to watch it back when, but they keep changing it up and trying to make it a playoff every year. It just didn't seem like it was worth watching anymore. Just on defense, Jake. Yeah, I think he's a good defender. He just hasn't stepped up on the offensive end at all. If he didn't even have to score. Um, if Fennessy was a good on-ball defender, he put up a 6 or 7 assist to 3 turnover ratio. Something like a 2 to 3 to 1. Then then that's all he would have ever needed to do to be a starting point guard on this team. So I mean, but he's never really just taken that step to stop turning the ball over or making bonehead plays. I really think there's other stuff going on in his head, honestly. Oh, that ain't no good. I would rather it be somebody that's going to score me fantasy points. Bates for 3 in the corner, off the iron. Geronimo controls the rebound, dribbles it off his foot, and loses it. And as soon as Geronimo learns how to play under control, he's got a lot of Oladipo in him. There is a good defensive play by Durr. Disrupts the shot on the block, and here comes Fennessy down the other way. Tamar's got the ball on the right wing. Tamar and Fennessy are passing back and forth, looking for somewhere to go. Leal on the left wing. Here comes Geronimo with a little right-hand hook, and he throws it in. Geronimo makes a good play. He was under control. Yep, you're right, Jake. That's it. It's a leadership position. He gets beat on the drive, but makes up for it with quick hands and feet. Pushes the ball back up court to Leal for 3. Missed it, hard off the back iron, but Fennessy gets the rebound. Fennessy has his moments. Fennessy gets blocked on the double team. Yeah, look at all the great national champions that go through that you can remember in the last 20 or 30 years, and every single one of them had that guy running the floor. That's why I always thought with Yogi Ferrell on the floor that we did have the opportunity to be that type of team, and we never just quite, made it to that level. Oh my gosh. I will be so glad when this cold is gone. Man, I'm telling you guys. It's not been a lot of fun. But back saying is that Venice, we haven't had that point guard leadership, and that's what Christian Lander was supposed to be. And why he's not getting playing time right now, I don't know. I'm not sure what's going on there. Yeah, you're right, Tony. Woods or Tamar Bates looks a lot like Woodson. Tamar Bates has just got a little bit of youth left in him. Once he gets over, he's fearless. So once he gains the confidence and he gets his, gets challenged a few times. Yeah, he looks like one of those guys. He doesn't look like a one and done, so I don't see that from him. He looks more like I don't know. I don't know if he's going to be a 3-year player or not. These college kids are so fickle because at the end of this season, somebody's going to transfer out. As someone from Mississippi, the amount of Cowboys fans far outweighs the Saints and Falcons fans there. Yeah, Dallas is a self-proclaimed America's team, dude. Saturday at 2:30 will be the game between Indiana and Notre Dame. That ought to be a good one. I really look forward to watching this game and seeing how it plays out. Notre Dame with that big, huge win playing Kentucky. Yeah, Woodson was right at the very beginning of my watching basketball. And then I had to watch tape, to really understand how good he was. Hey, you got no shame in being a Rams fan, bro. Honest to God, they got what it takes to win. They got everything they need. Now, whether the big name guys, pull it out for them, who knows? But they have everything available to them to win. Looks like Finney's going to get to shoot some free throws. He's 1 for 2 from the free throw line today. Let's see if he can suck it up and make 2 here. And the first one rims in. All right, second free throw is up. And it is no good, but Geronimo gets the tip and the foul. Geronimo beat the block out, gets around and gets the softball off the rim, tips it in, and draws a foul. Geronimo has energy. Now, learning how to control that energy is something totally different, but he has got that spark. His free throw is up, and it is short. Controlled by Christian. Christian Lander is in the ball game. Honestly, this is where we need to see this boy develop. He needs to take advantage of this time today. And there's a steal by Tamar Bates, and he hits a layup. Indiana's full court press. They got 4 guards on the floor running the press. Looks like Durr must be back. Yeah, Michael Durr's staying back. Here we go. Lander's in defense at the top of the key. Let's see if he can hold this kid down. Here comes the pick. He goes around it, works his way through, back over around the horn, looking for the 3 ball, nothing there. Looking for the 3 again, goes around. Geronimo helps. Geronimo blocks. Christian can't control it. Tamar Bates has the ball, brings it up the middle of the floor, over to Leal on the right wing. Bates has the ball, looks over left, looks right, back to Lander on the left wing. Lander is working himself into the offense. We're not moving. There we go. Geronimo cuts up to the middle of the floor. Nothing doing. Tamar Bates drives it around looking for Christian. Christian's got the ball. Gets it to Durr on the block. And then there's the pass in for the dunk by Geronimo. Defense just went to sleep. Here we go. And Christian Lander almost forces a turnover. He does. No, he doesn't. They get the pass. He does force the turnover. Who's the foul on? Yeah, Geronimo did good. He drove on Lander, and then Geronimo picked up the help and blocked the shot. And then they get back the other way, and Durr feeds. Durr gets the ball at the free throw line. He's so tall, he just feeds Geronimo on the block for the dunk. Yeah, it's definitely looks a lot different the rest of this half. I'm looking to see Duncombe come in the game for a little while today. I know he's been in trouble, but his rules violation is over. IU has got Notre Dame. That game against Northern Kentucky on the 22nd could be a good game because that program was doing fairly well. They're just right down the road from us here. North Carolina, Asheville, and then starting on January 2nd, which I will not be here for that game. They play Penn State on the road. I will be at the Bengals-Chiefs game that day celebrating my birthday. All right. All right, underneath the basket, there comes the inbound pass. Tamar keys it off to Geronimo. Geronimo gets fouled every time they go to the middle of the floor. Oh, Jonathan Kizleri was unorthodox. He was just that guy. He was a glue guy. I don't know why he doesn't get mentioned, but you go to Boston and you go get in that area, and you'll hear about them. You'll hear about Larry Bird. Larry Bird played down the road here at Indiana State, and I have never seen such an unorthodox shot, but I've never seen such a hard-nosed, gritty ball player either. He had zero talent, zero. He was not very athletic. Geronimo shoots the free throw, cashes it in. This team looks a little better the second half today. Geronimo's second free throw is up, and it is also good. You've got Leo, Lander, Bates, Geronimo, and Durr on the floor. Lander's got man-to-man press. I keep saying coverage because we're getting ready to go to football. Yeah, Mary whacked this half. There's a three-point shot by Merrimack in the corner. No good. Durr controls the rebound. Here comes Lander with his head up. Looking, nothing going. Passes to Bates on the left wing. Lander comes back to the top of the key. Feeds it down to Geronimo on the block. Makes a good entry pass. They rotate the ball around the horn, get it down to Durr on the right block. Durr gets fouled. Anytime they get close to that basket, they get fouled. Didn't know that. And that's something I'm going to have to read about JB because I did not know that he went to IU before Indiana State. Durr misses the first free throw. Yes, Jake, he had heart. I'm telling you, Colin, though, this Merrimack team is not very good. Here goes Durr with the next free throw, and it is in and out. But Leal almost controls the rebound. Here comes Merrimack pushing the ball up the court, pulls up for three, rims out, no good. Geronimo controls the rebound, outlets to Tamar Bates, who pushes it back up, feeds Lander to Leal in the corner. Leal drives through, hits Tamar Bates on the wing. Geronimo with the 12-footer, good. Yeah, it takes a special type of person to play for Bobby Knight. .5:18 to go, 74-45, cross the timeline. I want to see Lander do something here. I want to see why he's not playing. Yeah, Tony, Colin Heavy Metal is pretty funny. He's definitely a sports guy. He's a U of L fan by nature. Three-pointer by Merrimack, no good. Controlled by Leal. Here comes Lander with the ball. He loves Lamar Jackson, all U of L alma mater team. He's definitely, oops, what is the call? I think the foul happened early on because it didn't seem. What is Joe Gibbs doing these days? I don't know. Too much alike. Well, that makes sense because people that don't bend don't get along well together. Merrimack has the ball, 74-45, drives the lane. Christian Lander gets called for the hand check. Hey, looky there. It looks like Merrimack is finally going to go to the free throw line for a 1-on-1. Former NBA players coaching at their alma mater. Mike Woodson, Speedy Claxton at Hofstra, Hubert Davis at North Carolina, Patrick Ewing at Georgetown, Penny Hardaway at Memphis, and I didn't see the last two. Front end of the 1-on-one's missed. Here comes Lander pushing the ball up the court. Probin looking for something, gets Leal on the wing. Durr has the ball at the free throw line. Over to Tamar for three. Hard off the back iron. Geronimo gets fouled on the rebound. I have never heard that story, JB. And being from Indiana and being around this, I never knew that whatsoever. Geronimo missed the first free throw. Yeah, Joe Gibbs. I get your point, Jonathan, about you know what? I think they've got the right coach. Now they just honestly, I think they need. And everybody's going to say, "Oh, Heineke's earned his job," but I don't think Heineke's their answer. Well, he went right next to his house, pretty much, Colin. Anyway, gets around Lander. There's the tip pass out to the top of the key. 75-45, 4:20 left to go in the game. Getting ready for the under 4 timeout again. Go figure. 18-foot jump shot by Merrimack is good. Lander did have a hand in his face. 75-47, 4:08 to go. Here comes Lander across the timeline. He's got the ball looking, gets the ball down to Durr on the block. Durr is getting ready, takes a step in the lane, throws it up, draws a foul. Every time. When you have time, Google what if Larry Bird hadn't transferred. Who knows how that could have went? He could be dead and gone. Knight might have killed him. So, start talking about the rest of this game today. Starters did their job today. It just seems like it doesn't seem like there's a real energy about this team right now. And if anybody disagrees or has a point to that, I'd love to hear another thought. They seem like they are not really pushing the envelope. Yeah, no doubt. Tony, at this point in time during the game, run your offense, run your clock down. And that's a good thing to learn how to do, right? How important is it to learn how to manage a shot clock? Oh, yeah, I forgot about Joe Gibbs in NASCAR. Dude, but NASCAR's just, they killed it for me. But managing a shot clock and burning time with a big lead. You know what? And then getting a good shot at the end of the shot clock, something that they could have used some practice on at the Wisconsin game. Because if they would have just managed the clock and kept the pace down to what Wisconsin likes to keep it normally, they could have won that game without hardly scoring at all the second half like they did. But they turned the ball over. I mean, so, clock management and time management is big in college basketball for sure. I hope this is the last commercial break for the day. Yeah, Indiana goes to Notre Dame on the 18th. That's a 2:30 start. That's on Fox. I'll definitely be here for that. And then the 22nd, I should be here for that. The 29th, I should be here for that. Wednesday, yep. January 2nd will be the next game. I will not be here. Hey, no problem, JB. Sorry that this game wasn't more entertaining. I kind of knew it was going to be like this. I could have took the opportunity to try to catch a nap today, but I would have just laid there and watched the game, so I might as well be here. 80s. It was a big thing in the 80s. Oh, Bird versus Jordan. I don't even remember the Bird versus Jordan thing being that big. I thought you said Bird versus Magic. Or are you talking about comparing them, their careers? I don't know. Thanks, brother. I appreciate it. See you next time. Michael Durr hits the first free throw, 76-47. I think Woodson really needs to develop this bench. They need to have role players that are going to come in and step up and play with high energy. Geronimo's excellent off the bench. I think Logan Duncombe's getting ready to come into the game, who he hasn't played yet. So now we've got two sophomores or Three sophomores and 2 freshmen on the court. Let's see how we handle the rest of this game. There's a 3-ball missed, controlled by Geronimo. Geronimo brings very good energy into the game. Lander brings the ball up, hits Tamar Bates on the wing, over to Leal at the top of the key. Duncan's got the ball down on the block, passes it back out to Leal for 3. Hard off the rim. Geronimo controls it. Almost goes over and back. Duncan's got it again. He gets it stripped from him. Here comes Merrimack with 3:20 left. 30-point deficit right now. Leal isn't playing defense. Gets a hand in the face. Hard off the rim. Lander controls it. Going to push it. Off of Leal's fingertips. Couldn't hold on to it. Lander knew he made it a bad pass there. Yeah, Lander did the right thing here to push it, and he just overthrew the pass. It's okay. Play defense, young man. You'll get the offensive stuff worked out. Lander got him in coverage, coming across the timeline. Ball is on the left or on the right wing. They rotated around to the left wing. Nothing doing. Back to the top of the key. They get the ball and a feed pass on the right wing. Basically, drives around looking for an alley to the basket. Tamar Bates is going to get called for the foul, but the young man just didn't have no strength. Preseason. Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. That's when players played with heart. They played for the love of the game. Now they just play for money. That's why I don't watch a lot of NBA. Both free throws are good. 77-49, 2:39 left in the game. See, Alex made it back in for a minute. What's up? Here comes Tamar. Looks like they're running a little clock. Tamar makes a sloppy pass and almost gets picked off. Gets knocked out of bounds. Take these minutes seriously, guys. You need to score some points here. Ball gets to Geronimo inside. He gets it back out to Lander. Lander over to Leal. Leal to corner. Tamar Bates for 3. Just in and out. Merrimack controls the rebound. 2:12 left to go. 77-49. Drives across the timeline. Looks over. Trying to make no shot there. They get the switch. And there's an 18-footer. In and out. Geronimo with another rebound. Kitty goes meow. Oh, no doubt, Tony. Duncombe gets his first shot off and hits a 15-footer. Logan Duncombe gets in the scoring column with a 15-foot jump shot. A lot of people are smiling and happy about that. He was, I believe, a 3-star prospect from Cincinnati. Pretty big kid. Oh, he's going to get called for a foul there. Guy got snuck off his feet. Yeah, Geronimo fed Duncombe at the free throw line. He just turned and let it go. Been itching to shoot. Yeah, they're awful happy on the bench today, but Logan Duncombe, 6'9", 234 from Cincinnati. I really think he's going to be a good player. Free throws off the rim. Geronimo with another rebound. When we get through the stats today, I bet Geronimo has 10 rebounds. If not, I bet it's close. Around the top of the horn, they get the ball, trying to get it inside. Haven't done it yet. Leal gets it to Geronimo on the block. Out to Lander. Lander drives and loses control of it. Lander doesn't look like he's going strong. Scary watching a documentary about Ted Bundy. Merrimack loses the ball out of bounds. It's going to be back to IU. 57 seconds left to go in the game. 30-point deficit. Let's get this thing basically done and over with. And we'll talk about it for a minute or two at the end of the game here. Here we come across the timeline. Tamar Bates has got the ball. over to Christian Lander, who's looking to feed to Leal in the corner. Leal feeds Geronimo at the free throw line. He shoots, bounces it off the rim. Duncombe controls the rebound, goes back up off the glass, and gets fouled. Yeah, Jake, I'm just going to say that it just didn't look as dominating as it should. I felt like I don't know. I didn't see the physicality in the team that they were playing. They played a zone because they couldn't defend. Every time we got the ball on the block, Duncombe hits his free throw, by the way, 80-49. Nothing, just they just looked like a bad team. And it felt like we just didn't take advantage of that. Duncombe's second free throw is up and is also good. 81-49, 37.6 seconds to go in the game. There comes the inbound pass. Tamar Bates still pressing with 34 seconds to go in a 30-point game. Nothing happening at the top of the key. They run it back and forth, drives the lane, gets a shot up. Duncombe blocks it. Here comes Lander, outlet to Leal. Good pass. Leal goes up. Instead of making the layup, Leal just drives it back out to close out the game. Leal could have scored a layup there, but he took it back out. And it looks like we're going to close this thing out today with the final score being 81-49. IU much needed victory and show dominance in the second half where they needed to. There you go, Alex. Getting Josh Gordon involved was big for that. Yeah, you know what, Jake? I think so too. I think that second half really drained them because, they did not look prepared for that second half of that game. But that's what the Big Ten season is going to be like, right? You come out and punch somebody, they come back and they don't quit. They don't just go away on you. They come right back. And with experience, this team will get better at that. But they need to learn how to win, and they need to learn how to keep playing when they've got a big lead, because that's something really difficult to do sometimes. Tony, thank you very much for being here today. I appreciate it. I'm going to close this thing out really shortly. Hey, everybody, just so you all know, I will be back at 4 o'clock, 4:25 today to watch to do the Bengals and the 49ers game. I'm going to set that broadcast up right now. If you don't mind, before you leave today, smash the like button and leave a comment once I close the broadcast down. I appreciate it very much. I will see you guys on the 18th at 2:30 for the Indiana-Notre Dame game and the Crosstown Shootout, I think is what they call it, something like that. Pat McAfee is hiring. Dude, Pat McAfee is awesome. If I could, I feel like I could fit in there. Yeah, so would Alex. Well, we both love the guy. He's absolutely one of the better ones. But yeah, anyway, guys, IU takes care of business in a game that shouldn't even have been this close, I don't think. But like I said, I'm hard on the guys. I see a lot of things. I was glad to see Christian Lander and Logan Duncombe get to play today in some trash minutes. We've still got steps to take forward. We've still got some turnover issues. I'm going to hit that really fast. The good stuff is still what it is. Trace Jackson Davis, 16-9. Race Thompson, 14-7. Those are stand-up numbers. Jordan Geronimo today. Oh, you know what? I said 10 rebounds. Jordan Geronimo had 13 rebounds and 13 points off the bench. There was the high-energy bench player that I was looking for today. Miller Kopp scores 8. Xavier Johnson scores 9. Let's see where all the assists come from. Xavier had 3 turnovers today, which is about his average, and only 4 assists. Finney had 4 assists, but only 1 turnover today, so he didn't hurt much. All right. All in all today, IU shot 50% from the floor. They shot 31% behind the three-point line. I'd like to see that percentage a little higher, but a lot of guys got different, extra looks today. They shot 32 free throws today and hit 22 of them. We only committed 12 fouls today. Played without fouling. That's something to be said for. Other than that, the turnovers, we still had 17 turnovers at the end of the day today. And that's the thing right there. still, at the end of the day, that's our Achilles heel. As soon as one of these point guards learns to step up and take control of that, I think that's where I think that's where the improvement needs to come from. It's just taking care of the basketball and getting good shots. I'm going to close this thing down for the day. I want to thank everybody for being here, stopping in, hanging out. I will see you guys on the next one. Can't wait for the Notre Dame game because I feel like it's going to be a good game. And yeah, Jake, appreciate you. I'm going to be back at 4:25. If anybody wants to be here, I will see you later.